What goest on? How'd I enjoy my movie? Well, I sat down in the theater and I was told that the movie would not be showing that night. So they were like, "We are sorry, but our little hard drive thing that I guess the movie is on was not working." So try not to hate humanity, TJ. All that's going on. Hmm. Humanity sucks. Cool. Humanity is overrated. Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Jimmy Carter, I really don't have much of an opinion on Jimmy Carter. I don't really know much about his administration. It was before my time. The comment section on Hunter Abaloni's video is all just people jerking off about how irrelevant you are. They sure clicked fast for such irrelevance, you know? It's kind of weird. It seemed like he got way more views on that video than he typically gets on videos. It's almost like people wanted to see what he had to say about me. It's kind of strange that they would click so fast on such irrelevance, you know? But whatever, you know? I don't really know what irrelevant means. You know, from my standpoint, all human beings are equally irrelevant. Relevance is something granted by consensus. Do you like the Eagles, the band? Sure. I like a few of their songs anyway. Just came from Jacqueline Glenn's live stream. Okay. "6 million ways to die." I love it. Stop looking at me. No. on a lot of acid right now. You're freaking me out. Good. I tried to see Fahrenheit 11.9 today, but it was not showing due to a corrupted hard drive. Weird stuff. Seems kind of suspicious to me. No, I'm not the biggest Radiohead fan, honestly. I think the conservative area that I live in decided to sabotage the film. We ain't gonna let these liberals mock our president. I think that's what happened, but I can't prove it, so I guess it's just a conspiracy theory. No, I've never watched Arrested Development. I'm not really a fan of television comedy, usually. No, I never cared for The Office or Parks and Rec or any of those kind of shows. I mean, they're alright. I just can't really get into them to the point where I want to watch more and more. I pretty much watch an episode and I'm like, I'm good for the next 10 years on that. I mean, you know, Scrubs. I mean, yeah, like I said, I mean, it's alright, whatever, you know. I could take it or leave it. Man, Scrubs is great. I guess, I don't know. Sure. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. You ever think SJWs are right about anything? No. Not really. You have to be the slowest balding man I've ever seen. That's not true. Some people aren't balding at all. I honestly don't know if I am or not. I just have a very high hairline. I pretty much always have. Do you ever think alt-writers are right about anything? Alt-writers. They're right about the mainstream media being full of shit. They're wrong about the how they're full of shit, and they're wrong about the reasons why they're full of shit, but they're right about them being full of shit. So I guess they got that going on. I just watched a few movies. I watched Fahrenheit 9/11 when I wasn't able to watch Fahrenheit 11/9. Reminded me of just how awful Bush was. You know, it kind of made me pissed at all the people who, to this day, are like, man, Bush is, wow, Trump is worse even than Bush. It's like, Bush lied to take us into a giant, horrible, expensive conflict for the sake of his business interests. I mean, he lied to take us into war. He should have been tried as a fucking war criminal. Trump, as bad as he is, I don't think he's done anything war criminal-esque yet. So, I don't know. I feel like Bush is worse still. But I don't know. I'm not discounting the potential of Trump to fucking do something a little crazy. Then I watched Wes Craven's New Nightmare. I think it came out in 94? 93 maybe? Interesting concept on that movie. I've always really liked the concept and thought it was clever. For those of you who haven't seen it, I don't want to spoil it. It's the most interesting thing about it. But man, it just does not strike the atmosphere of that original Nightmare on Elm Street. I mean, I feel like I want to like Wes Craven's New Nightmare more than I actually like it. Then I watched Teen Wolf, Michael J. Fox. It's the first time I'd ever seen it. And, man, I was really enjoying the first half of that movie, and then the second half, I don't know, just kept getting worse and worse. Yeah, Wes Craven died a few years back. Unfortunately. Very talented man. Yeah, I've seen Coraline. I thought it was interesting. I liked it. The bastard son of 100 neckbeards. You know what influenced him to make Nightmare on Elm Street? I believe he read some news stories about some people dying mysteriously in their sleep, and the causes were not known, and it inspired him to make the film. I also know that he chose the red and brown color scheme for the Freddy shirt, because he read somewhere that it was like the most unpleasing color combination to the human eye. Do you like that Wolf movie starring Jack Nicholson? Yeah, I do. In fact, one thing I realized while watching Teen Wolf is that I really enjoy watching the process of someone slowly turning into a werewolf. I usually am not as keen on when the transformation is complete and they're just like, I'm a werewolf now. But I like when they're slowly starting to realize that they have wolf powers. It's a fun I'm American Werewolf in London is another movie that's probably really good, but unfortunately my ADD prevents me from enjoying a film as slow as it is. I'd choose The Breakfast Club over Ferris Bueller. How good is The Shining out of 10? I don't know, probably a 9 or 10. At least an 8. But I would consider it like 10 territory. I mean, it's pretty damn perfect. I'd have to really nitpick to find a problem with it. Black Metal TJ is the best TJ. Why am I doing this uninspired filter? I should be like a documentary. There we go. That's more dramatic, right? What's the movie where Jack Nicholson turns into a wolf? Wolf. It's just called Wolf. I think it was 1992. Maybe 91. Early 90s. Will episode 9 of Star Wars be good? Well, here's my strategy going into it. I've given up on it ever recapturing the magic of Star Wars. I'm just gonna go in and be like, all I want from this movie is a bunch of fucking cool space battles and lasers and shit. And I'm just giving up on everything else. Star Wars is, there's a trilogy of films that to me represent the peak of Star Wars, and there's another trilogy of films that to me represent how awful Star Wars could be. I'm just gonna be thankful for this middle ground and be like, all right, yep, lasers and ships, gotcha, rock on. It's a toy commercial. I'm okay with it. Let's do it. That's my strategy. I don't know if it's gonna work, but that's my strategy going into the next one. No, I've never seen It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Go away. Star Wars has always been meh. Go away. You're also dumb. Oh my God. Stop. I mean, comparing Star Wars and Star Trek really isn't fair. One is primarily a TV show, one is primarily a cinematic franchise. I mean, the Star Trek movies have their own cinematic entries, but primarily what Star Trek is a television show. And I think that, in the same way Star Wars, the original Star Wars trilogy anyway, represent a peak of science fiction, fantasy filmmaking. I think that the Star Trek TV show is pretty much the gold standard to me of television sci-fi. There's other great science fiction shows, obviously. There's been tons. But to me, the gold standard is Star Trek, and it probably always will be. Give us unpopular opinions you have. Food, movies, books, etc. Okay. Unpopular food opinion. Black licorice is amazing. Unpopular movie opinion. The Resident Evil films are actually pretty enjoyable. Unpopular book opinion. Jordan Peterson is retarded. There we go. I never took the SATs. Do you think they live as anti-Semitic? No. You love yourself too much. Like physically? I don't think I masturbate overly often. You are not self. Okay. Thank you. Very philosophical. TJ, do you think I should be allowed to hit people with rocks? Define allowed. Who's worse, Peterson, Rubin, or Shapiro? They're all equally wretched. As am I. As are all of us. Why do you debate videos? Why not? I've been doing it for 12 years. It's a strange time to start questioning it. Seems like it works. Oh, we got God in here. That's pretty cool. Do you know Jimmy Dore? Yes, I do. Thoughts on board games? I like Scrabble. That's pretty much it. Star Trek is less complex and more black and white? Whoa, that's dumb. Are all ethics subjective? Yes. Yes, they are. Who would win, a Borg cube or a Death Star? I mean, a Death Star has the firepower to take out a planet. I mean, I don't know. Maybe the Borg cube does too. We've never seen. I mean, I've never seen the Borg put in a situation where it's like we need to destroy this planet pronto. They usually want to take over, not destroy it. So I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I feel like the Borg would just take over the Death Star and assimilate it. So I guess the Borg cube would probably win. I mean, I guess if the Death Star was able to shoot it down before that happened, like if they used their big planet killer on it, you know. I feel like the Borg cube is probably more maneuverable than the Death Star, though. So that might be difficult. Damn, Forbidden Fruit Basket is being brutal tonight. What happened, buddy? Who hurt you? Are you Satan? No, I'm just one of his helpers. Who doesn't like breadsticks? Pizza or lasagna? I mean, like, once again, those are two things that, like, I mean, I've had lasagnas that were like a 3, and I've had lasagnas that were like a 10, you know? And the same is true of pizza. So it's like, you know, I don't know, are we talking the perfect lasagna versus the perfect pizza? Because I gotta go lasagna there. So I guess lasagna. But pizza's way more convenient, you know. I guess we could say Garfield knew what he was talking about, man. an average pizza versus an average lasagna, well, then I go pizza. Because, you know, I don't know. There's something about pizza where even if it's shitty, it's kind of still all right. It's pretty hard to get a pizza so bad that you're like, ugh. Lasagna, you know, a mediocre lasagna just sucks. Mediocre pizza, still kind of good. But a perfect lasagna beats a perfect pizza anytime. So, that's kind of where I stand on it. You know, pineapple on pizza is fucking disgusting, but, like, I guess every once in a while, it's okay. Like, you know, if once a year you want to fucking, you feeling crazy and you want to do some fucking pineapples on a pizza, go ahead. But, like, if you're consistently doing that over and over again, you got a problem. It's not right. Steven Crowder is funnier than you. Oh no. Whatever shall I do? Still remember his classic bit where he dresses up as a union guy and he pulls a gun on the union worker and he's like, "You better pay your dues. You better pay your dues." Or his cringy ass impression of Cenk Uygur. That was pretty awesome. Oh yeah, I remember that comedy gold. And fuck Steven Crowder. What? You have thick eyebrows. Yeah, I do. They're long, too. Let's see. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Yeah, pizza can be a little greasy, too, I guess. Sometimes too greasy, yeah. That's very true. Good point. No, the mustache ain't coming back. I'm keeping it under wraps. It's gonna be kept under control. I ain't down with it no more. I'm tired of mustaches. I'm against them. I'm pro beard, anti mustache. I've made my decision. Dude, white sauce on pizza is a fucking abomination. Like, I'd rather you fucking make a pizza entirely out of pineapple than put white sauce on that son of a bitch. Yeah, dude, some people want like Alfredo sauce on their pizza. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You're sick. The grossest thing I've ever heard in my life is putting ketchup on vanilla ice cream. Yeah, that sounds pretty disgusting. I gotta say, I don't like that. I regret that you told me about it. I'm uncomfortable. Your Ben Shapiro video made me want chocolate milk. Yeah, chocolate milk is badass. I drink a lot of chocolate milk. I'm a big chocolate milk fan. You know, I'm kind of like with my ice cream, I just kind of want it on its own. Like a lot of people like to put like hot fudge and whipped cream and cherries and bananas and nuts and sprinkles and little. I don't know. I'm okay with that shit for yogurt, but for ice cream, it's like ice cream's good enough. It doesn't need help. Ice cream's good on its own, you know? And if I want a complicated ice cream, I'll just get one that has a bunch of shit in it, you know? There's lots of ice creams that have like 50,000 things in them, so, you know, I don't need all this extra shit on the side. But honestly, like when I get ice cream, I'm usually down for like the basic flavors, you know? Give me a fucking scoop of chocolate, scoop of mint chocolate chip, you know, maybe some Rocky Road, I don't know. You know what is good on ice cream? If you got some vanilla ice cream, fucking pour some goddamn Rice Krispies on that son of a bitch. That's nice. Cookie dough, yeah. Cookie dough is kind of torturous though, because after a while you're just like, I don't know, like you're just waiting for the next cookie dough. So after a while, I'm just kind of like, why am I just not eating some fucking cookie dough right now? Like, why am I even fucking with the pretense of wanting this ice cream? Because compared to the cookie dough, I don't even give a fuck about the ice cream. So when I'm eating cookie dough, I'm not even enjoying it. I'm just waiting for the next cookie dough thing. I always wish they would come up with some way to like marble the cookie dough into the ice cream so that it's just omnipresent throughout, you know? Then it's like, ooh, it's just like little cookie dough strands interwoven throughout the ice cream, forming little cookie dough pockets filled with ice creamy goodness. Hell yeah. That's what I want. Stop hiding the cookie dough in these little bursts here and there. And some of them are real stingy with the fucking cookie dough, too. Like, even Ben and Jerry's, they fucking... Most of their shit is like, here's 20 million things, and then a little bit of ice cream is mixed in there, too. But their cookie dough, it's like, yeah, okay, so here's some bland-ass, basic bitch vanilla ice cream, and occasionally, every so often, a little bit of cookie dough. Fuck that shit. I'm done with it. You mentioned ice cream in your book quite a bit. Yeah? I mean, look at me. I like ice cream. I do. It's hard to think of an example of something more universally loved than ice cream. And I know there's people out there that hate ice cream, and they're monsters, and they deserve to be killed. But all real human beings have a profound and beautiful love of ice cream. I think ice cream is way too cold. uh, oh my god, dude. I don't think a fucking gayer statement has ever been spoken. I think ice cream is way too cold. Oh no. Mommy, this ice cream is too cold. Shut up. You're a fool. Damn you to hell. Is brain freeze desirable? No. Obviously it's not. Hey TJ, guess what? What, Matty Crash? What? Tell me your deep thoughts, sir or madam. Sherbet or ice cream? I don't know. You thought wrong. Yeah, Hunter S. Thompson did have one of these, didn't he? I always liked Hunter. Hunter S. Avalone, dude. Dude, Hunter Thompson would rape Hunter Avalone in the ass until he was dead. Okay? We'd all watch it, El Mariachi. We'd all watch. Smoke weed every day. Sure, I'll do it. I've never been too good at smowing, but, you know, I'll try. It's not morning yet. I haven't slept. Woke Smeed every day. That's not nice. Smeed needs his sleep. Fuck Norway. Norwegian time doesn't matter. Why are you acting as if Norwegians are important? Rockabye TJ on the porch stop. Didn't I buy a package off you from the dark web? Yes. I sent you that big crate of acid. You must be a fan of cuckold porn, yeah? No. I mean, I can't say that I've never looked at it, 'cause that'd be a lie. But it's not really my thing, because I don't really feel like I'd be humiliated by that. I'd just be like, oh, this is a cool show. But nah, not really my bag of tricks. Not really my cup of tea. What's the difference between a cuckold and a voyeur? The humiliation element? That's kind of what I've gathered, but I don't know. It's kind of weird that a place where no one even has a girlfriend is obsessed with cucks. Like, you're a cuck. It's like, at least I have a girlfriend to cuck me, right? I mean, doing better than you. What the fuck? What's my favorite anime? I don't know. Evangelion. Neon Genesis Evangelion, I guess. It's pretty good. I believe it's generally accepted fact of life that it's better to cuck than be cucked. Sure, I guess, yeah. I mean, I don't know. If you're really into being cucked, then you probably would disagree, right? I don't know. Like I said, not my fetish. Are swingers just mutual cucks? Like, we're gonna swap wives for the night, you know? I'm gonna fuck your wife, you're gonna fuck mine. Is that just mutual cucking? But is it canceled out by the fact that you're also cucking someone else at the same time? Honestly, I want to hit swingers with rocks. What do you care? What did they do to you? I can't believe those people doing that thing that I don't even have to be a part of over there. What? Why are you so mad? TJ, you're such a fucking murderous nihilist. Yeah, I mean, sure. I can't deny any of that. Downward Spiral's a pretty good album. Single men allowed is what they did to me, bitched. What? Single men allowed? Okay. Okay, what? I don't even know. Worst rock album? I don't fucking know. Did that judge fuck a Ford? I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. Yes. Yes. Brett Kavanaugh. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really been following it too much. I don't really watch the puppet show as much as I probably should, I guess, or as much as I'm told I should. I love your channel and DFF as well. I appreciate your brutal honesty on topics. I don't know that my honesty is brutal. And honesty in and of itself can be brutal. But I don't see any reason to intentionally be brutal, I guess. Stay there. Seriously, I don't know what to do. My nuts are peeling. Help. Sounds to me like you need to seek the advice of a medical professional. And I am many things, but medical professional is not one of them. That's not what I want. You're all a bunch of heteros and disgust me. Sorry, fag. You know what's exhausting? Having a physical form on this planet. You speak the true. Here you go, because your attire in the last video was cool as fuck. I'm not really going for cool, but thanks. But I'm glad you liked it. Hear, hear. Yes, I do. I hear with my ears. A glass of chocolate milk killed me. Yeah. I loved that touch. I was like, what else could I do in this video to make myself look even more ridiculous? I know, I'll have a wine glass full of chocolate milk. That's excellent. See, I'm always getting this accusation like, you're a pseudo-intellectual. So I thought if I try to look as ridiculous as possible while I'm saying what I'm saying, then maybe I will come across less like a pseudo-intellectual. Plus, I just like drawing shit on my face. Or you could just fart on the mic and all doubts will clear. It seems like nothing I do will get the whole pseudo-intellectual thing to go away. Like, I've got practically butt naked, covered myself in green shit. I've been caught shoving bananas up my ass and pouring oil on my micro dick and like uh I draw on my fucking face and do like ridiculous costumes and shit in my videos. I mean, I've made entire comedy sketches about like fat jokes and Oreos and farts and dicks and twats, and like I've done every stupid debased thing you could fucking imagine, and people are still like, you're a pseudo intellectual. It's like, what are you talking about? Do you just not even know what that is? Like, if I was a pseudo intellectual, I'd be trying all the time to convince you of how smart I am. But instead, I'm just like a fucking weirdo. I don't get it. I don't know. In other words, I'm a true intellectual. I think you're a pseudo nihilist. Please tell me you didn't spell pseudo like that, dude. Come on. You know that's not how pseudo is spelled, right? You're bad. Yeah. I have a lot of people throw that accusation around, though, like, you're not a real nihilist. I always ask them, like, why not? And they never have a good answer. At least not one I think is good. So hit me with it, man. You know, why am I not a real nihilist? You tell me. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're gonna prove me wrong. Twirl your beard villainously. I wonder if I can. It's not quite long enough yet. I could do this. I wonder. But there's not quite twist length yet. No, my beard doesn't really grow evenly. I don't think it looks too lopsided right now, though, but. No. I was under the impression that a true nihilist is a person who denies all meaning, even self-made. But by that metric, no one is really a nihilist. Yeah, I don't think that's a reasonable standard. I mean, even if you go read up on moral nihilism, I mean, it'll tell you that there's two different schools of thought on the whole moral nihilism thing. There's people who say, okay, there's no objective morality, but you could still create your own morality. And then there's people who say, well, there's no morality, so there's just no morality. I happen to be in the first camp. And I'm actually making a video kind of explaining that right now. I looked it up. It's jock itch, probably from not showering. Well, best of luck, my friend. Best of luck to you and your peeling balls. Oh God, Gary is going to have a heart attack at that video, lol. What video? Can you bring back your Russian person Kovar persona? I don't know. Maybe. Yeah. Trump, 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 Trump. DDF. Jesus Christ. What does that stand for? Deep dick fried. Gash bays. Fucking bays. Ruining our fucking existence. Damn them to hell. Do you like Interview with the Vampire? It's a little homoerotic, but it's a good film. Well, first of all, it's a lot homoerotic. And yes, it is a good film. Do you think the ICP should be in the WWE Hall of Fame? Probably not. Deep face fucked. That's a good one. Deep dish fillet. Why was I banned at Twitter last month? I don't know. I made fun of that woman. Her name escapes me now, but she was hired onto the New York Times despite a long history of anti-white tweets that seemed kind of racist. So I made a parody tweet, and it was apparently too much for Twitter. But I did get my account back eventually, so yeah, Sarah Jeong. That's the bitch. Bro, trust me, you getting girls that love to fuck, but they want to love. What? What? Does country music ever make you feel white? I am white, and I don't really know what it feels like to be white, because I have no basis of comparison. I've never been anything else, so I don't know. Does cracker offend you? No. I don't. As flattered as I am by Tim Black's Black Card, I feel as if I can't possibly accept it, considering how awkward I am every time I try to shake hands with a black person. Like, I am not good at that. I don't know what people. I'm good at the let's shake hands. All right. But this other shit people do. How do I signal to people that I just don't know how to do that and I never plan on learning? If it was just a fist bump, that'd be fine too. Like, yeah, let's bump fists real quick. I'm talking this like this shit where it's like 9 steps. Uh, I'm I'm all for the one step greeting. If you want to do this, we can do this. You want to do this, we can do that. You know, that's what I want. We can fist bump or we can handshake or I mean, I don't even care if you want to do some kind of like up here shit where we like lock arms and like raw do that. We can do that. Just like as long as it's one step, I don't give a fuck. You know. Psh, typical white boy. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Am I a hugger? I don't mind a hug, but nor do I look for one. Everyone can dance except for cripples. The question is, can I dance well? The answer is no. I like Society, the movie. The actual thing I don't like. Cripples can dance with their upper half. Okay, well then people who are full body crippled can't dance. People who are paralyzed from the neck down cannot dance. Maybe you can think of some way with a series of pulleys and levers that you can make them dance, but you know, normally they can't. But whatever, it's besides the point. Dance with their eyes? No, they can't. Would you recognize this as dancing? No. No, you would not. It's not dancing. Sick dance moves, TJ. Fuck you. You know that wasn't no fucking dance. All right, come on, calm down. That shit was art. Do you adhere to the stoner stereotype, which is what? Which stoner stereotype? I believe there's more than one, right? Yeah. I adhere to some of them, I imagine. I am a human being, and I do smoke weed, so... Can you raise just one eyebrow? Kind of. I mean, a little, sort of, but not without bulging my eye, too. So, I don't know. Maybe I should practice. I need that one eyeball trick, you know? Just be like, I don't know if the look really even works for me that well, so. I think it's because there's no arch in my eyebrows. They're just like, you know, maybe if they had like a little, like an arch to them, but they're just flat. When does what you say become interesting? Probably around the time you hit puberty and develop the ability to cognitively evaluate language in a meaningful way. What's on the cup? Horses. Is Zach Morris a scumbag? Zach Morris is just a 90s television show stereotype. He's barely even a character. I mean, no, he's pretty vanilla, right? I mean, you know, maybe he's a little bit of a dick sometimes when the plot calls for it, but I don't know. Oh, there was a super chat that I missed. Oh, I guess there was. Oh, there was two. Shit. Fuck. Thank you. This $5 was generated by scrubbing toilets at a community college. It also generates my weed money, and I listen to your podcast while I scrub toilets. So wait, you scrub toilets. You listen to our podcast while you scrub toilets to distract you from the fact you're scrubbing toilets, and you're scrubbing the toilets to make the money to give to the podcast that you need because you're scrubbing the toilets. Okay, Roger. Where do you think the political climate in the U.S. will go in the next 5 years? It's unpredictable. What's your best guess? Um, this it depends on how quick this next big crash arrives. I've predicted that next 2 years there's going to be a crash, but maybe that's just wishful thinking to get rid of Trump. It might take a little bit into his second term if he gets it to do. I don't know. Um, I think the two big question marks in my mind about the next 5 years in politics are when does the crash happen? Not if the crash will happen, but when. And who do the Democrats run in 2020? Those are my two big questions. Um, Also, what do things look like after the midterms? How does that change the political landscape? So I don't really have any predictions, but those are the three indicators that I would probably look to the most. You predicted, a lot of people think that. Okay. So what? I'm saying I agree with them, you know. I don't think I don't think the word prediction implies exclusivity. um isn't Kanye running? No. Kanye is not running. If he thinks he is, he's wrong. Do you think we will have more celebrity presidents? Sure. I don't think our next one will be, but I wouldn't be surprised to see it happen again. I mean, if you want my prediction on these things, um, I think that there's going to be a little bit of a blue wave for the midterms, but I don't think it's going to be nearly the dominant title surge that the Democrats are hoping for. I just think they're going to pick up a few seats here and there. Uh, and that's, the polling is out there and stuff. You can look at the data for yourself. Um, but a lot of it's just kind of down to like a few rolls of the dice to see, there's a few people who have decent chances of getting in, and it kind of depends on how many of those surprises happen. Beto O'Rourke taking Ted Cruz's seat would be a big deal. I don't know. I don't really. I think Ted Cruz will probably keep it, but I think he stands a decent chance of losing it. I think 538 has his odds at like 1 in 4. They might have changed it with some recent polling. Maybe it's gone up to 1 in 3 or something like that. I think he probably has about a 1 in 3 chance just from my gut. Um, so Democrats, decent chance of getting the House, smaller chance of getting the Senate. Maybe they will. Certainly not going to have a dominant position in there, but maybe a little bit better than they did before. I think the financial crash will happen in the next 2 years. One of these bubbles is going to burst. I don't know which one. I heard Kyle Kalinske speculating the other day that could be the housing bubble again. Could just have a total repeat of 2008. Could be the credit card debt. Could be the student loan debt. But I don't know. I think that as far as 2020 goes for the Democrats running somebody, they're already taking steps to ensure that Bernie Sanders can't run again. They're already trying to block him. I don't know if they'll actually be able to block him. He might die before then because he is pretty old, or he might find that his health is not sufficient to do it at his age. So at that point, I don't know who you'd run. Elizabeth Warren is probably a pretty big contender. She's kind of almost like a middle ground between Hillary and Bernie. So maybe the Democrats will kind of look at her as a compromise. Like, okay, she's a woman and she's more progressive than Hillary, but she's still okay at bending over and kissing the ring when she needs to. So she's acceptable to us corporatist Democrats. She's marginally acceptable to the progressive Democrats. So maybe that'll be the one. Joe Biden is a possibility. I think he would lose. Yeah, I really don't know who. I really don't have anyone else on my list in my mind, but you never know who's gonna crop up. I hope Hillary runs again for the comedic. But she's gonna try. I promise you, she's gonna try. If they actually try to run Hillary again, if they try to bank on this like buyer's remorse strategy, I don't know, dude. I'm gonna be so beyond done with existence at that point. No. I mean, I know she's gonna try, but like, if they actually give her the party's nomination again, that's the most pathetic bullshit on the face of the earth. It's like, I don't even know what the fuck you're thinking at that point. You're insane. What's her campaign slogan going to be? Third time's a charm? Is 4 more years of Trump really that bad? I mean, it's pretty terrible, but whatever. Uh, I feel like Hillary would lose too, though. I mean, I feel like she'd just lose again to Trump. I mean, she already lost to him once. I guess that maybe, uh, I mean, obviously his approval ratings are not great, but I don't think her likability has necessarily gone up just because people don't like him. I think people kind of view her as being partially responsible for him. At least a lot of people in my circles do. So, I don't know. I guess she might stand a better chance in a rematch, but God, I really wouldn't even look forward to that. It'd almost just be like, hey, we had stupid evil. Now let's have competent evil. That's the biggest Hillary character flaw. Um, uh, it's kind of a double whammy. It's almost like a catch 22 for her because I want to say that her biggest character flaw is that she's so fake and doesn't let any of her true self shine through the uptight kind of politician veneer. But the problem is that what's underneath that is just a cold reptilian monster who would strangle an orphan for a nickel. So you probably don't want to let that shine through. So I don't know. I guess her dual problems are that she's fake and that she's too much of a monster not to be. Democrats won't make it to 2020. What's going to happen? Jesus. Is Trump going to I mean, I guess he might be like, I am outlawing Democrats and I am outlawing elections. The only way I can make America great is if I am king. Oh, shit. What have we done? What does she do compared to Bush, etc.? I mean, well, for one thing, she helped enable Bush to do what he did. So, I mean, the the whole Bush thing is not just like, ooh, Bush is evil. I mean, all of his enablers are evil too. Um, I apologize anyone who objects to my use of the word evil. I'm not meaning it in any sort of objective sense or trying to say that you have to agree with my concept of evil, but if you agree with me that the Iraq War was a bad thing for our country, then you have to pin a healthy chunk of the blame on Hillary Clinton. The only reason she hasn't done something as bad as George W. Bush is probably because she's never had that level of power before, and hopefully never will. There's a stupid YouTuber named Nightmare Fuel, and he called you and Dark Matter over your 9/11 tweets. What 9/11 tweet? Did I even tweet about 9/11? I don't even remember. Nightmare Fuel. That's like he's like a skeleton, right? It's like one of those. He's a skeleton, but does he wear headphones? I feel like I might have seen that guy. Yeah. Probably just took an edgelord joke seriously. Probably. I don't even remember what I tweeted for 9/11. I didn't even think I did. Nightmare Fuel supports pretty much every war, including Iraq, even after the fact. Wow, okay. Pro-war lunatic. Fuck him. Fuck him then, dude. I mean, like, I thought people who supported the Iraq war in the lead up to it were fucking retards. And that was the majority of the country. People who support it in retrospect, I mean, like, you gotta be a special kind of stupid to look back on that war and be like, that was a good use of our time and money. He is advocating to invade Iran now. Well, yeah, of course. Because that's our government's next big planned war. They know that they need more justification for more defense spending, and they want a new country to exploit. So we need another big, long occupation to help our business interests plunder another fucking country. Just like we did with Iraq. Just like we did with Afghanistan. Just, hey, how about another long, protracted conflict where a bunch of American corporations get lucrative contracts? Not even just American corporations, but, you know. Tulsi Gabbard. Yeah, I've heard her name tossed around, but I'm not really familiar with her. I'll take a look. I'm interested. Uh, 16, too young for weed. At the age of 16, your brain is still in a formative state. I mean, brains change throughout your lifetime, but at that age, you're still forming. So it can damage that process, my understanding. Now, I don't know what kind of damage it can do, and you probably want to research for yourself, but you might want to wait a few years. But like I said, do your own research. That's just something I've heard said. Many studies have actually contradicted the idea that marijuana stunts development. Like I said, that's why I encourage him to do his own research. Don't take my word for it. I'm not a fucking scientist. Just something I've heard round the way. Chill mood tonight, TJ. I don't know. I feel like the stream has gone through a few different moods and tones. Is this insomnia therapy? This helps me sleep. I get, when it's 2 a.m. and I don't really feel like sleeping, I turn this on and just rant for a few hours, and then hopefully by the time it's like 6 a.m. or something, I'll be sleepy. Yeah, I am fucking pretty high for sure. Yeah, I always tell people that frisky droop. People smoke a little weed and they start getting paranoid and they immediately want to stop. Like, oh no, 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 shit! I'm too paranoid. I'm too paranoid. I don't want to smoke any more of this. It's like, no, wrong. It's like a Chinese finger trap, dude. You gotta go deeper. You gotta smoke more. I'm serious. And then they do. I convince them to, and then they calm the fuck down. They're like, whoa, man. Dude, Fruit Loops are just like colorful Cheerios, man. Well, I didn't start smoking weed until I was like 25 or 26, so. Yeah, no one really ever told me that. Like, because I used to smoke weed, get paranoid, and then stop, and then try again some other time. But at some point, I just remembered a phrase, and I don't know where it comes from, but I've heard it used here and there. The fastest way out is through. And then I was like, maybe the fastest way out is through. And I kept smoking, and I was like, whoa, it is. Okay, cool. Good to know. Weed makes you feel schizophrenic. Well, then maybe it's not for you, you know? It ain't for everybody. I mean, some people have different reactions. Different pathologies respond to different drugs in different ways. So some people get drunk and they're really pleasant. Other people get drunk and they're really hostile and bad. You know, same for weed. Some people chill out or just get funny or goofy. Some people turn into fucking crazy people. You know, you just gotta figure out what kind of person you are, I guess. Yeah, it also varies by the strain. That's true. You know, even within the indicas and sativas and the hybrids, there's, you know, different feelings associated with different strains. It's definitely strains that are more uplifting, strains that are more body highs, strains that are more head highs. I mean, you might want to experiment if you have the ability to choose your strain. I don't like to dab. Makes me feel like I'm gonna die. I'd rather have teens smoking weed than drinking. I consider it none of my business what they do. As long as they're not interfering with me, I don't care. They can be fucking smoking meth for all I give a shit. Touche, good sir. Was that just something that you picked up from someone and just like kind of agreed with? And then I just brought up now that it doesn't really matter what they're doing as long as it doesn't affect you personally, and you're just like, oh yeah, you're right. I shouldn't have just blindly agreed to that statement. I don't know. I made up my whole little backstory for why you said that. But maybe it was accurate. I don't know. Who is better, Homer or Peter? I don't think either of those characters should be admired. But from a comedic standpoint, God, I don't know. I'd have to think about it. Homer in Simpsons Prime or now? Well, the reason I'm having trouble is because each of the characters is kind of contingent upon the rules of their shows, and Family Guy and The Simpsons operate on similar operating systems, but not the same operating system. You know, so it's kind of hard to isolate the characters from their worlds and the rules of their worlds and what sort of things are possible in their worlds. I feel like The Simpsons is marginally more grounded in reality, if that makes sense. Sorry, I mean, I wasn't trying to read too much into it, but I did, so. You know, I feel like Peter Griffin is definitely derivative of Homer Simpson, so part of me wants to just automatically give it to the original. But I feel like the fact that Family Guy is even less grounded in reality than The Simpsons gives Peter's stupidity more potential comedic possibilities. Or, I don't know, I guess potential or possibilities was superfluous in that sentence, but whatever. I'm pretty blazed. Rick Sanchez or Professor Farnsworth? I mean, I like Rick, but they're both entertaining mad scientist characters. And obviously Rick is more of a central focus of his show, being a titular character and all. So he might have an unfair advantage there. Tacos or burritos, huh? Man, I don't know. The taco is more convenient, but the burrito is more substantive. A taco is not a meal. A burrito is a meal. I gotta go with the burrito. Frieza is the best Dragon Ball Z villain. Family Guy and The Simpsons sucks and will always suck. Okay, fine. Fine, good. Thanks. Such a worthwhile contribution. I love its lack of specificity. That's what I like. I like that it doesn't make any sort of actual point. It just kind of says, this is good or this is bad. I like that sort of thing. What I hate is when people offer up like details about why they think the way they do or like specific criticisms. What a waste of time when you can just be like, eh, eh. When did I stop watching South Park? I don't think I have stopped watching it. I think I might stop watching it as of whatever the last season was. I'm kind of done. I was kind of just like, all right, like how many seasons am I going to tolerate this not being funny anymore before I say, hey, this ain't what it used to be. I'm going to move on down the dusty trail. Hmm. South Park was groundbreaking. That's an impossible pace to keep up for 20 years. I mean, that's fair enough. And if the show's run its course, that's fine. I don't blame Matt or Trey or have anything negative to say about them or their creation. But at the end of the day, do I enjoy watching it anymore? Not really. So, how long am I supposed to watch it on the basis of, hey, I'm going to watch this because it used to be funny? I mean, that at some point, I mean, if you're sick of it, you're sick of it. And I feel like I'm sick of it. So maybe it's time for them to move on to another project, one that more captures their comedic fancy. I like F is for Family. I've never seen Border Town. It looked kind of shit, but I don't know. Archer, yeah, I've watched a few seasons of Archer, but I don't know. I haven't been able to really get into the newer seasons. Kind of tried to watch the Vice season, and I didn't really like that. And then I tried to watch the next season when they went back more to the original format, and still didn't really care for it. So I don't know. Bob's Burgers is pretty decent. What kind of vape is this? I don't know. I don't see a brand anywhere. Big Mouth. I'm not able to get over just how ugly the character designs are. I don't feel like I want to spend time with those characters just based on their appearance. So I've I abstained from that one. But I mean, hey, if someone likes it, then good for them. Not my thing. I can just tell from the aesthetics that it's not my thing. Super Jail, that's one that I could definitely watch in a short burst, an episode of Super Jail. Yeah, that's fun. Not really the kind of show that I think I could binge. I just don't really like, the whole thing is like, hey, it's just pure insanity the whole time. Yeah, I can get with that. But I don't know. I think I'd get redundant if I was like to sit and watch more than say 3 or 4 of them at a time. Alcohol poisoning literally kills teens every year, by the way. Oh no. What a fucking tragedy. Oh god, no. We lost the next great brain scientist or whatever the fuck. Yeah, I'm sure. We're good on humans, right? We got enough. I think we're good. I feel like we're all right. I feel like we can afford for a few people to die of alcohol poisoning, and we're still okay. I don't know, man. I just don't care. I wish I did, I guess. I don't know. Do I? Do I wish I cared? No, I don't think I even do that. Hmm. Yeah, I feel like more kids probably die in car crashes than alcohol poisoning. That's the Republican TJ. Maybe. We all have a little Republican in us, especially us white males. I don't think there's anything wrong with a conservative side to the personality. The sad reality is that even if we did Thanos planet Earth, we'd be back to the same population in no time. I mean, we had half the population of this just like, I don't know, 100 years ago or something. So it really wouldn't make much of a difference. It's not going to even slow us down that much. You'd have to do something way more drastic at this point. Someone could probably figure out how many people are actually needed. Some clever math and science types. They need to figure it out. %10 of current population. I mean, I don't know. Jim, that was my desire as well. I don't know if it needs to be as low as 100 million. I'm thinking like 500 million. Like 500 million people probably be about decent. Because then you can still have some cities and some rural stuff, and we can still be represented across the continents of the earth, but there'd also be a bunch of unspoiled land that we're not involved with and we're not fucking with. I don't know. I feel like 500 million's good. Let's do that. Name one very specific type of person you'd want to get rid of. Well, see, if I was going to do it, I would just, I'd want to preserve every type of person, you know? Feel like we need to represent every, I don't want the human, species to miss a beat because I decide, like, we don't need this type of person. And it's like, oops, turns out we did. Fuck. Oops. Messed it up. Messed up the balance. That's why Thanos did it indiscriminately, because he didn't want to fuck with the balance of things. He didn't want to give preference to, we really don't need the homeless dregs of society, do we? Fuck them. It's like, oh shit, society actually needs homeless dregs and we just never realized it. Fuck. 'So I don't know. I think there's something to be said for the indiscriminateness of Thanos. There's about 500 million Muslim terrorists on Earth right now. I don't think that's true. If there was 500 million Muslim terrorists, things would be a lot crazier than they are right now. 50 million, maybe. I mean, even that sounds like crazy high to me. Seems like a real loose definition of terrorist is probably being used to come to that fucking number. 36% of all Islam. I mean, I don't really think that's true. I mean, like, to me, a terrorist is someone who is, actively planning to commit attacks or is currently committing attacks. And I don't feel like that's 50 million people. Maybe not active terrorists, but extremists who want all infidels to be destroyed. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. I wouldn't consider everyone who thinks that to be a terrorist any more than I would think that someone who, I mean, like, I don't think a Nazi is a terrorist just because they believe in Nazism. Even if they're like, we need to kill all the fucking Jews. It's like, as long as they're not out there killing Jews, I don't think they rise to the level, But that's just my way of thinking. Free to have your own if you want, but you're wrong. Sorry. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of crazy Muslims out there. A lot of extremism. No doubt about that. But extremist and terrorist, not exactly the same thing. There is a distinction to be made. Are you goth? I don't consider myself to be a goth, no. I'm sometimes inspired by gothic fashion sense, and I think it's obvious when I am, but I've not made a commitment to that style of dress or to that aesthetic exclusively, so I can't say I'm a goth. It's the same, TJ. How is it the same? It's not the same at all. Oh. Sorry. I didn't understand you were joking. Some people would make that statement and be serious. No, I definitely have an appreciation for gothic styles and shit. American gothic, not the painting, but the goth culture, whatever the fuck. Big titty goth girlfriend. It's kind of strange that big titty goth girlfriend became a meme long after goths had their heyday. Kind of like, they're still goths, I guess, but there used to be a lot more. I find it offensive when a poppy porn star actress starts playing emo, so I only watch amateur. Okay. Okay. Good. Gotta keep it pure. Yo. Bubbles? No, you don't get bubbles. Oh shit. Pizza foot fetish donkey porn. Okay. Good stuff. I'm trying to envision what that would describe in my mind. Are foot fetishes gross to me? No, they're not gross, but I don't understand them. I don't see feet as being erotic. But, I don't have any antipathy. I don't really understand why I would. TJ, tell us something about reality that would shock us. Something about reality that would shock you. What I find shocking is the extent to which I can't intellectually justify most of human society and existence. Like, I try really hard to figure out some rationale for humanity, And it's really hard to formulate an actually cogent intellectual argument for our species, or at least any of our value systems. I don't know if that's necessarily shocking to you, but it's shocking to me. Because I feel like I'm pretty capable of doing a devil's advocate argument for most things. But a convincing argument for human existence? I don't know. Very challenging. There doesn't have to be a reason, it just is. Yeah. I mean, fair enough. What's your opinion on meditation? I don't really find it... I was going to say useful, but maybe that's not the right word. I don't find it possible for me. I do a thing that some people call mindfulness meditation, I've heard it called. I don't know if that's the proper term. Where I just sit and think and don't really do anything other than think. But my objective is to fill my mind, not to clear it, so it's not meditation in the sense of like try to erase the ego and all that. It's just deep contemplation. So I think it's good to have a little bit of uninterrupted thinking time every now and again. Every day would be nice, but it's not always possible. It's called plotting, you psycho. Yeah. Plotting. I don't really do much plotting when I do it. If I'm plotting, I'm pacing, you know. It's different. Whole different ball of wax. Why would anyone want to erase their ego in the first place? See, that's my problem. I don't really understand what the value in doing that is. Maybe if I did it, I would. But, I'll let someone else attain that wisdom. I'm not interested. Little taste of death. I feel like I'm going to get a nice big helping at some point in the future, so I don't know if I need the taste. I think I'll just stick with the main course that's coming to us all. Yeah, you know. Oh, I wonder what happened to those sunglasses I had earlier. I can never keep hold of a pair of sunglasses, you know. Could really use it about now. My eyes feel so overwhelmed by this light. Just, ugh. Laugh maniacally, I would, but Chelsea's sleeping, and my maniacal laugh is too loud. I don't want to wake her. turn off the light. Oh, well, you know, I could turn on this light and face it towards the wall and then turn off this light. And that might be less overwhelming to my poor senses. I don't use blue light filters now. Let's see here. Damn, 67% left on the phone. Could never do a 100 to 0 on this motherfucker. Be too much. Nobody knows what happens when you die. I feel like we have a pretty good idea. I don't know. I guess it's true that no one knows, but I feel like we have a pretty solid grasp on what happens. Yeah, like skeptical Jesus there said, you know, you stop existing and your body begins to rot. There you go. It's pretty straightforward to me. You don't know that. I mean, I don't know it with 100% certainty, but I'm pretty confident in that. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty comfortable saying that that's what happens. Now, if I'm wrong, well, hey, I guess we'll find out, but, you know. I would put my certainty about it at like 99.9%. Now, my personal certainty doesn't mean anything, but the evidence that helped me arrive at that conclusion probably does. I mean, there's been no mechanism demonstrated that suggests that we'd be able to consciously exist once our brains are no longer functioning. And we know that the brain is the seat of consciousness, because if you damage the brain, you damage the consciousness or alter it. So, I don't know. The brain does the thinking, and you are your thoughts. So, you know, I mean, the brain stops what's to make the thoughts continue. How does that work? I don't know. I don't think it probably does. I think when you're dead, you die. So you don't believe in the simulation theory, I guess. I mean, even if it was a simulation, then it's pretty it's still the same thing, you know. It's like, hey, here's this bit of code or whatever. We're gonna delete it. Now it's gone. So, I mean, whatever. It boils down to the same damn thing, dude. But whatever. it could be possible, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I don't see how this being a simulation really changes a damn thing. Unless there's just like, okay, we've written the simulation so that when a mortal being within the simulation dies, they get to go to a magical paradise, you know, because, we're compassionate towards our creations, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, like I've admitted the whole time, I don't know for sure. But I don't know. I have a pretty good. Mathematically, the probability of this being a simulation is higher than not being a simulation, but yeah, it doesn't change anything. I don't agree with the mathematics on that because we don't even know that we don't even know for certain that we exist in a multiverse. So this could be the only universe there is. I mean, I don't think that's true, but I have no evidence one way or the other. So it's just an opinion, which is useless. But if there is a multiverse and there's, in fact, infinite universes, then there would be, yeah, there'd be infinite simulations, but there'd also be ultimate, infinite real universes. So I don't really know. I feel like it's more of a coin flip. Thanks for chatting with fans, even when we don't agree. Not a lot of people are willing to do that. Keep being rad, TJ. Thank you. I enjoy chatting with the fans. TJ, why are you trying to act like you drank Spocken Wada before you came out here? What? Spocken Wada? What? Yep. Do you ever take pictures with your fans when they recognize you in public? Yeah, if they ask for them and I have time, I'll usually take a picture. I think it's rude not to, and usually I have no reason not to. Met any haters lately? No, the haters never walk up to me. With maybe one exception, there was one guy, but it was years and years ago. But yeah, haters don't tend to say anything if they ever do recognize me. And I've been recognized by tons of fans, so I know I've been recognized by haters, but they tend to just leave me alone, I guess. If you ran for president, what would your policies slash platform slash goals be? Alternatively, if you had complete power over the U.S., what would you do? Hmm. So I'm running for president. Um, my presidency would be primarily about um, ending what I view as a corporate oligarchy. Um, I just feel like it's kind of ridiculous for me to talk about because it's just not a winning platform. um, Prison reform would be a big issue. Climate change would be a huge issue. Population control, which I literally hear no one talking about, would be a big issue. You know, legalizing all drugs would be a big issue. You know, that's probably a pretty good picture. So basically Bernie Sanders, but with a huge prison reform thing attached to it and a huge end the drug war, legalize or at least decriminalize all drugs, but preferably legalize. You know, I don't know. A lot of the current institutions would be dismantled under me. Now, if I had complete power over the U.S., then I would just carte blanche do all those things. Obviously, it'd be pretty much the same answer. Only instead of running on those things, I would just do them. Like, if I had carte blanche, all of the non-violent offenders in our prisons would be free to go. All of our current prisons would be replaced with new high-tech facilities that would be more humane. Drugs would be legal for the population to consume at their discretion. They would be taxed and regulated, but they would be legal. Let me see what else. College course would be free. Medicare, I don't know if I'd keep the Medicare system, but there would be a universal healthcare system. The population control thing, yeah, there would be probably some sort of voluntary sterilization program, and people who had children would be taxed for having children. Speaking of things that would be taxed, churches would be taxed heavily. You know, a lot more would be done through taxation, honestly. There'd be a lot more financial leverage for and against things. Sounds like communism. Yeah, I don't know. That doesn't actually sound a thing like communism. Communism, I mean, communism is supposed to start with a totalitarian socialist, government, but the ultimate form of communism is supposed to be a society wherein there is no government and people are just human nature has been dramatically enough changed that people now self-organize effectively without the need for an authoritarian structure. We can just all exist as equals that are all on the same rung of the hierarchy because there is no hierarchy. And we can just self-organize and share all resources amongst ourselves. Now, I don't think that idea would ever work, at least not with our current level of technology. So I would have no ambition towards that, ultimately. What you described just now is not communism. Okay, well, I guess Marx didn't know what he was talking about on the subject then. I mean, that's what go read the Communist Manifesto. It's in there, I promise you. That's not communism. It's like, that's what Marx said communism was. I don't know. Seems like he'd know. He kind of invented it, right? Fucking Marx didn't know shit about communism, bro. um, I don't understand. Yeah, communism is not possible. It's a pipe dream. Marx's dream of communism was nothing like how it has been applied. I mean, I think that's debatable. I mean, because Marx had this vision where there was like basically three steps. Okay, step one, destroy the current system, just lay waste to it, just destroy it. Step two, set up a new socialist government to oversee us from the destruction of that society to the birth of true communism. And that society is supposed to uh, recondition man to be more selfless and more, just free to, eventually do whatever he wants to do, but in a way that he can share resources with his fellow man and is not above anyone or below anyone or whatever. And how they expect totalitarian socialism to accomplish that in a human being, your guess is as good as mine. But eventually, it's the socialist government is supposed to just fall away and become unnecessary because we have all been conditioned to be such good communists that we can just like hold hands and fucking sing "Kumbaya, we are the world," and just get along in perfect harmony for the rest of time. Uh, Obviously, step one we did not have a problem with. We nailed that. Destroy the current system. Yes, plenty of countries have done that. We destroy the current system. Okay, step two, socialist totalitarian state. Nailed that. Step three, perfect utopia. Haven't quite figured that one out yet. Wonder why. No, but yeah, I think that my idea of a system is pretty reliant on the continued existence of capitalism. Because, like I said, I'm all about putting financial pressures for and against things. I think maybe the concept of communism can be revisited once we reach a sufficiently advanced level of technology. If it reaches a point where, and I think I said this in my last video, where we have mastery over energy, like let's say we develop truly effective solar technology that makes the sun an easily tappable resource. Well, I mean that's infinite. I mean that's for the purposes of mankind, that's infinite fucking energy, you know. So we'll never need any other energy source again if we could truly master solar. But right now, we're pretty ineffective at it. But if we had that, and we had complete mastery over matter, like we had something akin to the replicator from Star Trek, then you could maybe start talking about, let's try communism again. It might actually work now. Some new fucking variables are at play. But failing that, I don't think communism is achievable. Still don't think we can just get rid of hierarchy. Yeah. Um, that was it's probably misguided. Yeah. A Star Trek replicator will never happen in real life. Uh, I don't know. It seems like a lot of things that were never gonna happen just went ahead and did. So I feel like these 3D printers are already part of the way there. I don't know how imminent a technology a replicator would be, or if it's even possible. But I'm not gonna say it won't happen. Even in Star Trek, there's a hierarchy. Commies hate when you point that out. Yeah, I mean, there's a hierarchy in Starfleet, and I'm sure that, I mean, there's no businesses as we know them in the Star Trek future. I mean, people still have businesses like restaurants and things, but they're obviously not doing it for a profit motive. So if someone's running a restaurant, they're just running it because, like, I just want to run a restaurant, which, why would you want to do that, really? If you could just sit home and be like, this is cool. I got everything I need for free because we live in a post capitalist paradise. Why would you instead be like, you know what I want to do? Fucking feed other people who have replicators that they could easily feed themselves. I don't know. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense, does it? Why does it all have to be for profit? I don't know, because I feel like people want to see fruits of their labor. I feel like if people toil for something, they usually want some sort of gratification out of it. Maybe it's enough to compete to just be the best at something. Maybe people open restaurants so they can compete against other restaurants and be like, my restaurant's better. It has more people at it and it's more in demand and it's more in vogue. So I'm better than you still, you know. But really, I think people like to have that an actual ruler with which to have the dick measuring contest, and money's a good one. Could an all-wise man lead a dictatorship to prosperity? Yeah. Sure. Some people are incapable of being artistic or intellectual. They need a manual labor job, otherwise they go nuts. I know a few personally. Yeah, maybe that's true. Maybe some people just need some kind of thing to do with their time. They're just like, I'd be bored if I wasn't doing something, so might as well be a restaurateur. Or might as well be a fucking, I don't know, I guess they don't need bricklayers in Star Trek, but maybe they just let people lay bricks, you know? Here, go build something. We don't give a shit. Do what you want. Here's some land for the project. But, like, I just feel like a lot of people wouldn't really want to do much of anything in the Star Trek universe. Like, I get the Starfleet people, you know. They got a mission. They got an objective. They got a little ladder they're trying to climb, you know. And the noble, just cause of exploring space and meeting new civilizations and all this. I hear a lot of bullies are afraid to bully these days because they are afraid that the bullied kid might turn out to be a school shooter. I don't know what to make of it. I think that it's just you can just say it's a plus for school shootings, I guess. You know? Hey, you know, every cloud has a silver lining. And I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that that's a positive result. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the Federation stuff doesn't make sense under scrutiny, but, like, you can't really blame Gene Roddenberry because if he actually could explain how that society works, then he wouldn't have been a science fiction writer. He would have been the most brilliant fucking political scientist of all time, right? He would have just been like, hey, check it out. I figured out Utopia, guys. Here it is, all laid out. Okay, let's do it. Sounds good. I mean, you know, whatever. You gotta have some suspension of disbelief. Utopia sounds boring. Why? You ever hit your head on the top of the door? I mean, none of the doors in my house are shorter than I am. But there's definitely been doors that I've hit my head on, yes. What's life without misery and suffering? I don't know, better? Do you think humans will conquer space or die on our little rock? I mean, we're certainly not going to conquer space. I mean, space is fucking immense, but, you know, we could have a little chunk of space, a little booger of space that's ours. But I think it's most likely we're just going to die on this rock. Paul is a utopist, presents far-fetched ideas without explanation. So what? Like, why does everyone have to be a perfectly rounded person? Can't someone just be a fucking starry-eyed idealist that just has all these, like, grand ideas? You know? I think there's value in just coming up with shit like that. I don't think you have to logistically explain how every aspect of it works. It's not like, Paul's running for leader or some shit. I mean, like, not everyone's gonna, some people are gonna be more about practical ideas. Some people are gonna be more about far-fetched ideas. I really don't see a problem with it. And there's gonna be people who bridge that gap. There's gonna be people who have enough practicality to try to figure out how to actually do things, but have enough idealism to actually, look at the thoughts of the dreamers and be like, can I actually make that happen? Being a starry-eyed dreamer is better than just shitting on all ideas anonymously on the internet. I mean, I don't know. There's probably a purpose for those people too. Some people do get too wrapped up in their idealism and need a fucking reality check now and then. But I don't know. I feel like maybe we have enough of those people, or maybe a few too many of those people. How much replay value does Infinity War have compared to the first Avengers movie? I don't know. I suspect not as much. But I've seen it twice, and I found it entertaining both times. But the original Avengers, I don't know. That's just a very rewatchable movie. I don't know why. I got disconnected for a second there. But I'm back. I don't like any of the Batman actors, I'll be honest with you. But the best actor who's played Batman is definitely Michael Keaton or Val Kilmer. Um, Neither of them, I didn't like either of them as Batman, but both of them are good actors and have done well in other roles. Probably Michael Keaton is the most naturally talented. I don't know. He's been the most consistent. He did have kind of a rough patch where he wasn't in much, but he certainly made a big comeback, and he is a fucking really good actor, so. Is it weird to miss being Christian? I got to admit sometimes I miss the comfort of religion and afterlife in some situations. I don't know. I've never really bought into it, so I can't honestly reflect on the difference between being an atheist and being a Christian because I never really was Christian. I did have some struggles with the overall concept of God, but it was never the God of any particular theology. Um, so I don't really know. I don't really think it's strange to miss that. I miss certain things from my childhood innocence, I guess. Certain naivetes. You know, but ultimately, as the Bible says, uh, when I was no longer a child, I put away childish things. So Religion is a childish thing. It deserves to be put away. I think ultimately you'll find that there's more satisfaction to be derived by persevering through mental fortitude than there is persevering through delusion. Best soda. I don't know. I like just a plain old Coke. Simple man with simple tastes. I made a video of your top 15 videos yesterday. Oh yeah, I started watching that, but I didn't have time where I was. I was out and about in public, and I didn't have time to watch the full video, and I kind of forgot about it. But yeah, I did see that. I think you sent it to me on Twitter or something. I didn't write my paper that was due last night. I don't give a fuck anymore. Is that bad? I don't know if it's bad, but it might suggest that you're not on the course in life that you want to be. So you might want to consider pursuing something else. Or finding some way to recommit to the path you're on. Do you like drinking milkshakes when eating food like burgers or pizza? No, not really. I don't really want something that heavy of a drink. If I'm going to drink a milkshake, it's pretty much going to be my meal. I'm just going to drink a milkshake and be like, this is what I'm having. I'm having a milkshake. 2 hours, 41 minutes, 49 seconds. Still going. Do your milkshakes bring all the boys to the yard? No. Not as of yet. TJ, you drink from the udder of another mother. That's true. Is that like a vegan slogan? Would you drink a milkshake from human milk? Sure. I guess so. I don't see why not. Doesn't that even make more sense than drinking a cow's milk, you know? I don't know. It depends on how it tastes, I guess. I'm not opposed to it. You know? Maybe they can even have, like, some chick with big tits that, like, you see her squeeze the milk out beforehand, you know? I don't know. What even is a milkshake? Are you trying to be philosophical here, or are you really just like, you don't know? I don't know. The big hit from the 90s. I don't think I've seen it. If I have, I've forgotten the title. All right, I'm heading off to get a milkshake. Thanks for the stream. You're welcome. Do insects make milk? No. Why am I still doing this? TJ, I'm alternate you from another universe. I have no drive to make YouTube videos. Tell me the opposite of what you would do to make a living. The opposite of what I would do? I don't know. The opposite of what I would do is take a vow of poverty and become a monk. So I think that's probably right for you. What are you running from, TJ? I don't know. Why do I have to be running from something? Can't I be running towards something? I like to think of myself as running towards things, not away. I'll never have a friend like TJ. Good. You wouldn't want one. Would you be mad if Paul and Scotty didn't go to your funeral? No, I'd be dead. What do I care? I'm dead. I'm dead. How would I be mad if I'm dead? You don't really see too many dead people writing angry letters or anything. Oh, all right. Enough of this. I can't do it no more.